Blog Talk Radio.
Where do we go from here? Where do we go from here? Lord knows it's so sincere. I gave my heart to you. When my problems disappear. Where do I go? Which way to turn? Preacher man said hell is hot and I wanna burn. I listen to learn all of my steps. I'ma get the letter weight so I bench press. Bliss, took the B and you miss. The streets keep calling so I put him on the blacklist. I once was blind, but now I see. Boss the man, I'm on bending knee. Who can I trust? Who can I believe? God got my name on the blessing that I must receive.
Hey, what's up, everybody? Welcome to another edition of Impact Voice. I'm your host, Furman Jackson, broadcasting you live once again from the city of Mobile, Alabama, my hometown, of course. It is a very hot day here in the city, of course. It's a beautiful day, just a hot day. Well, you know, if you're from the South, it's going to be hot. But we have Musical Vibe with Miss Jessica J.Song herself. She's an artist here in the city of Mobile, surrounding areas. She does a lot of things from youth mentoring, things of that nature. And we're going to get into the interview. And I want to welcome my guest, Miss Jessica. Welcome to Impact Voice.
Hello. How are you?
I'm doing good. Thank you for being a part of Impact Voice on this lovely Sunday. Thank you for taking time out of your busy schedule to be a part of the broadcast. So we're going to get into the interview, let the viewers know who you are. And my first question is going to be, who is Jessica White?
Who is Jessica White? Well, I'm an artist, a worship leader, inspiring actor. So I'm trying to get into acting, modeling, and I just recently, within the past year, became a youth mentor.
Awesome. Straight to the point. And my next question is, how do you come with the name J.Song?
The name J.Song, well, growing up, all of my friends and family would call me J, J for Jessica for short. And so I would go by the nickname J. And then my stage name originally was J White. Until about maybe a year or so ago, I had a friend who would just call me J.Song. And I liked it, but I didn't think to change my name to J.Song from J White. And so I was like, well, I really like that. So eventually I switched it over from J White to J.Song. So it was kind of befitting.
Okay, then. That's what's up. And then my next question is, how was it growing up in Cincinnati, Alabama?
Growing up in Cincinnati, I loved it. It's a small town. It's very family-oriented. I love growing up around my family and friends. Like, we're literally right next door to each other, so I really enjoyed that. And then being able to do, like, four-wheeler riding and stuff like that, I really enjoyed it. It's a small town, so it's definitely evolving. But I did enjoy it. I enjoyed it.
All right, then. Then I know you mentioned earlier that you was a youth mentor. So how do you get involved in being a youth mentor?
Well, I became a youth mentor because I have a 12-year-old daughter. So really that's how I became a youth mentor. I initially reached out to a lady named India, who's the CEO of Love Speaks. It's a nonprofit organization for youth. And it's not just girls, it's girls and boys. And so I originally signed my daughter up to start doing activities with them, and then I became a little bit more active in the group. And so she asked me if I wanted to, become a mentor. And so that's basically how I started mentoring with the group.
Okay, awesome. 'Cause I know that's very important. It's good that you are sowing back into our next generation, because there's so much stuff going on in that generation that our young people can be actually exposed to from social media. Everything is so wide open. It's good to have a positive woman who's all about helping our youth get to the next generation. Do you mentor? So you just mentor young girls, and what age group you start with mentoring?
With the nonprofit organization, it's girls and boys, and the age group is from ages 8 to the age of 19. So it's a wide range.
Okay. Yeah, like I say, it's good that y'all put it in work with our youth because our youth need us. Like I said, they open to a lot of stuff. You never know what
Oh
they're
yeah,
going through at home, school.
right,
You never
right.
know what's going
And
on
we don't.
behind closed doors. Go ahead.
Oh yeah, I'm sorry. Yeah, I was just saying like we try to do a lot of hands-on activities with them, as well as in the community. We do a lot of community service, but we also do one-on-one mentoring with some of the youth that's in the group. But you definitely have to um, keep them doing some type of activity because when their minds are idle, so when they have
Hmm.
so much free time on their hands, they really start to think about a lot of stuff. Your mind start wandering. So we just try to find them things to do.
Oh yeah, because like I said, well, I know it's being the summertime and things like that. I mean, keeping them involved, keeping them active,
Oh
useful
yeah,
around this time of year because so much stuff going on. Like I said, I work at the jail. I'm a correction
oh
officer for
yeah.
Metro, and I see a lot of young people, a lot of young guys, coming and being
Mhm.
incarcerated at a young age. And
Oh yeah.
mentoring is very important. My next question is, I know I read your bio. You was nominated for an award. So explain to the listener viewers how that experience was being nominated for an award.
It actually kind of took me by surprise because entering into the music world, I never really had that type of expectation. I just, entered it because that's something that I love to do. And with this journey, I've learned and I've met a lot of different people, and just being a nominee, I'm very grateful, especially coming
Mhm.
from a small town. Coming from a small town, you really don't have those type of opportunities. So I am very grateful.
Also, and like I say, it's all about being consistent, and you just never know who watching you. So
Oh,
consistency is the
definitely
key.
consistency. Consistency is definitely the key.
Hmm. And I know that's just the word that's been going around lately. Spiritual being consistent. When you be consistent, you'll start seeing God really move like never before. When you be consistent, anything
Oh
that you're
yeah,
doing,
definitely.
what I'm saying, to benefit the kingdom. Yeah, that's what's up. And my next question is, who was your musical influence?
My musical influences, I have several. From growing up until now, Jasmine Sullivan, she is definitely one of my musical influences. Jonathan McReynolds, Travis Green, Todd Dulaney, definitely India Arie. Like Jasmine Sullivan and India Arie, they really give me like that soulful vibe,
Hmm.
just their sound. And then Jonathan McReynolds, what really grasped my attention with him was he's an awesome writer. A lot of the songs that he writes are very relatable to the average person, and he writes about real life stuff, real life situations. Like you have your music that talks about, we always talking about how good God is, and he's definitely a good God. But then also you have that flip side of the music world where people are really going through real life situations, and you really gravitate towards the type of music that you listen to. So, and it's relatable to you once you find somebody that talks about the stuff that you've been through and how they were delivered from those situations. So, I really, really love his style of music.
Yeah, and that's, I mean, because like you said, you mentioned something earlier. You just said um, what people going through every day. So having that type of music to relate to someone's situation, so we know that music could be uplifting. Music could be help us in all type of ways. Because we know music is a gift, of course, and
Oh yeah,
having that type of music to impact someone's life. That's what it's all about. You're singing to whatever situation they be going through or they may be
oh yeah.
experiencing. So, so I know you mentioned the artist that you was influenced by. So how did their style of music influence you?
Well, for one, with Jasmine Sullivan and India Ari, they really helped me cultivate my voice because you have the type of artists that, like Pamela Mann and really powerful powerhouse singers. And with
Mhm.
them, they give me a more laid back type of vibe. So I'm like, okay, they kind of sound like me. So, I didn't feel like the odds the odd person or the person outside of the norm. So they really helped me become who I am as an artist. Like, I have my own style of music, but they're very relatable. So that's really how just listening to them, their style, the way they write.
Awesome, that's good stuff. Cause that type of music, they got that soulful sound to it, and I love that soulful music because it just take you to a whole nother level, a whole nother arena when it comes to that soulful music that mentors to the soul. Then my next question is: you stated in your bio, walking in your purpose. What impact you want to make on others that they will live out their purpose here on earth?
When I talk about walking in your purpose, that's something really that I didn't learn about until maybe some years ago. Someone just randomly asked me, like, what was your purpose in life? And it kind of tripped me up because that's something that I never sat down to think. Like, I know I love to write. I know I like to do music, but what's my purpose in life? And my advice on that would definitely be to really find your purpose and then work on that. Whether you were created to rap, sing, write, play sports, act, or whatever you were created to do, that's really how you're going to impact the world, by doing what God created you to do.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, because we all are world changers. We all have gifts and talent, and everybody has a gift. Everybody has a talent, though, that's listening. Don't think you don't have a gift. You all have the gift. Tap into that gift. Because the Bible do say that our gift will make room for us and bring forth great men. So your gift makes room for you. It's not about our name. It's not about our educational background. It's the gift that God gave us. So that gift will make room for us, and that's a good thing. I know you said you mentioned modeling. You mentioned singing. You're gifted in all type of ways. What else do you like to do besides being a model, being a youth mentor, and singing?
What other things do I like to do, or you mean like on a personal level, or just
on a personal level, like downtime, like because I know you're a jack of all trades. So when you have that downtime, what's the thing you like to do in your downtime?
My downtime would be like I really like to do like bowling. I play basketball a little bit. So, like, if I go to, like, an arcade type of thing, I like to do stuff like that. Go to the beach, the movies, spend time with my girls. That's mainly what I like to do in my downtime.
Awesome. So you down to earth and things like that. And like I said, you have a lot going on, and that's a good thing. So what advice, I know without the question, so with youth mentoring, what is the more challenging with being a youth mentor? What's the most challenging part by being a mentor?
One of the most challenging things for me, for being a youth mentor, would be having to mentor at home first. Mm-hmm. Because, yes, we do have a lot of youth in the community who need help and who need that one-on-one time. But then the challenge for me was to, as my daughter got older, to really mentor to her and really minister through her and just get her through situations. Because, yes, I do see, other children going through situations in their own personal life, but that was definitely one of the challenges for me as a mentor.
Awesome. And I know you got to have a heart for mentoring, because everybody can't be a mentor. You have to have a special heart.
Oh, you definitely have to have a heart for it. You definitely have to have a heart for it.
Yeah, because I know because. Yeah. Oh, go ahead. You good?
Oh, I was just saying that you definitely have to have a heart for it, because it can be challenging, and it's nothing that you can prepare yourself for, because every child is different. Every situation is different. So you really just have to pray and have that discernment and really seek the answers from God, so that God can lead you and give you the right things to say in order to help that other person. And then a lot of times as adults, we don't realize that children can have a bad day. I know sometimes we have those rough days. Sometimes we have those rough days at work or at home. But, man, the youth can have a bad day too.
Mm-hmm. And they can't, like I said, they deal with a lot of peer pressure. When
Oh
I
yeah,
say if you
definitely.
look, I mean, look at social media. Look at Facebook, Instagram. There are all types of negative images going up, dealing with our youth. You got the sex trafficking going on. That's affecting our youth. And those who's listening, man, get involved with the young people. Get involved with your children first, and then don't get involved with other children because that's the next generation. That's what the devil is trying to take out is our young boys and our
Yeah.
young girls.
I think a lot of our youth deal with self-image, like you were saying about
Hmm.
social media. With social media, a lot of things are portrayed for, you know, in order to be this person, you have to look a certain way. And I've come across a lot of young girls, you know, um, a lot of young girls looking at these pictures and saying, this is what I got to look like to be called beautiful, or this is what I got to look like to be accepted. So that's
Hmm.
one of the challenges that they deal with on a day-to-day basis is just self-image and self-worth.
Yeah, they do because like I said, going to the young girls, it's like they're more on attack. Even though the young guys aren't on attack, but the more young girl, like you said, they have to look a certain way. I mean, it's really crazy.
Oh,
And then for
yeah.
our young boys, they expect them. They gotta be a certain way, and we
Right.
have to take back. We have to take it back our generation. And I'm glad you're doing that, and you with other people doing that because you're not just talking about it, you being about it. Um,
Oh,
what if
definitely.
okay, yeah. So yeah, I keep doing what you're doing. You keep doing what you're doing. So when it comes, I'm just really freestyling with some of the questions. With
Oh,
your
definitely.
music, do you have any music out right now? If so, where can the listeners go to listen to your music?
As of right now, I'm actually in the middle of working on my own original music. I do have a music page where I do some cover songs. But I'm actually right now working on my first original song. Hopefully it will be out before the summer is out, but you can go on Facebook and go to J.Song, or either on Instagram, just underscore the artist. And I have a lot of clips. I actually have an event coming up in July, which is the Mob Fest, which is basically a lot of different local artists will get the opportunity to showcase who they are as an individual and who they are as an artist. So you can definitely check those two pages out and be on the lookout for my original music.
Awesome. So when it comes to your music, so you just going you just gonna be independent, or you gonna get with a label, or you just going the independent route? 'Cause I know a
Um,
lot of artists.
Really, right now I'm going with the independent route because
Okay.
the music industry can look good on one side, but on the more
Hmm.
business side and the more flip side, I would really like to educate myself more on the business side of the music industry because it can be very tricky and you can end up with absolutely nothing.
That's true. I agree with that because I prefer anybody go independent. I mean, own the rights to your own music because, like you said, the music industry could be very cruel to a lot of people. You
Oh,
want to
yeah.
make sure you own I mean your rights. I mean your the masters. You want to make sure you
Oh,
own
yeah.
your own music. So I encourage anybody do the independent thing. And as a matter of fact, you don't even have to sign with a label. I mean, social media helps you get out there. You got
Right.
different avenues, to get your music
Yeah.
out there. So that's a good way to
That's
go.
the
So,
difference now on social media. You got the social media is basically a big platform
hmm
to get yourself out
and
there.
it is,
So, yeah.
and it is because people are always looking for new music and looking for new artists. So that's
Oh, yeah.
always a good thing. So when it comes to making music, like I'm freestyling with some of the questions. When it comes to your music, how many albums you see you want to do in the near future? If it go further into that route.
Um, so right now I'm kind of focusing on short-term goals. I basically want to be able to at least put out an EP with at least 5 to 6 songs, and then eventually get to an album because I
Hmm.
really want to release my own music so I can get myself out there. And then I want to think of the bigger picture, like putting out those albums. And so right now, I'm just basically focusing on learning new things about music and just putting music out there.
Okay. And put that good music, that good positive music, that good quality
Oh yeah,
sound.
definitely,
Yeah, 'cause
definitely.
that plays. I know, right? And like I said, so you prefer the soulful type music when it comes to your music. So you do the soulful sound of music.
I would say more along the lines of soulful slash inspirational.
Okay.
Because with writing, I want people to be able to relate to me or to relate
Mm.
to the music.
That's
So I
good,
would say
and that's
a mix
good.
of both.
Okay, that's what's up. 'Cause in other words, you just want to put that the listeners, you put yourself in the listener shoes, because that's who you're gearing towards the audience, so you get that feel of what they're going through. That hey, I can relate to that, and she's thinking about what I'm going through right now, and the answers what I'm looking
Definitely
for. So
are
that's a
in this
good thing.
song.
Exactly, and that's
Yeah.
because music help everybody. Music, I mean,
Oh
people clean their house listen to music. People work out listen to music. People be at work
yeah. Oh
listen to
yeah.
music. And my final question is gonna be: I know you say you do modeling. How do you get involved in being a model?
Um. Well, I started out maybe a year or so ago. Um, just with a group of friends. Like I try to surround myself with like-minded people. So I got into modeling because um my circle of friends were involved in modeling, acting, singing, and so it just kind of played from there. And then I've done a few shows here in Mobile, and so that's something that's kind of new for me as well. I definitely enjoy it. It's a confidence booster. So and that goes back to bringing our youth in. Like that's something that I didn't get to do growing up. So I want to be able to grab those youth and come back and say it's another side to life outside of what you got going on now.
Mhm.
And so
And it is
go
because
ahead. I'm
life
sorry.
is beautiful. I know you good. You good. Because life is beautiful, and it's what we make out of it. 'Cause life is to be a beautiful thing. Um, I know you mentioned that you grew up in church. What is that experience like growing up in church? I know a lot of young people today don't go to, don't have not been to church all their life, but you say you grew up in the church. So how is that experience
I
growing up in the church?
did. Well, growing up in church, my family is musically inclined, so I would go to church with my mom. My mom is a musician. My grandmother is a minister. My aunt's a minister. So this is something that has been always a part of my life. And there was a time in my life where I kind of strayed away from it, but it's definitely true that if you plaster it in their hearts while they're young, when they become older, they won't depart from it. They may have a season in your life. You may have a season in your life where, you know, you're not going to church as much as you want to or have been, um, but you'll definitely go back. So growing up in church is made me who I am today.
Okay, you gotta have that foundation. That's most important. I think about Matthew 6:33 when it says, "Seek ye first the kingdom of God and all His righteousness, and everything else shall be added unto you." You know, that's the very
Yeah.
first foundation is Him.
Oh, yeah.
And once you keep Him first, everything else gonna fall right in place. And my final question, like I said, I'll freestyle with the question. My final question: how do you view your legacy? That's my final question.
I really wouldn't say that I have a legacy just yet. I feel like I'm at the beginning stages of it.
Hmm.
The main thing that I want to do is be able to lead people back to Jesus, lead people back to Christ with everything that I
Hmm.
do, whether it's modeling, whether it's singing, whether it's acting. Um, that's my main goal.
Awesome, because we know we all need it. We all got to go back to the Most High, and
Oh yeah,
because He welcomes us back with open arms, and that's good. You carry that message of the gospel to reach the lost, because that the gospel is still strong today. It has to
oh
get
yeah,
back out more, and because there's a lot of lost souls out here, men and women and children, and we have to get back to winning souls for the kingdom. So I got 5 minutes left on the broadcast. Do you have any final remarks, Jessica, that you want to share with the listener viewers?
I would say to definitely walk in your purpose, walk in your calling, do what God is leading you to do. And then also I want to thank you for reaching out to me to be able to have this platform and have this interview. I definitely am grateful for that.
Amen. I do appreciate you. Thank you for taking time on your busy schedule to do it. Because I know a lot of people tell me all the time, thank you. No, I want to say thank you because you didn't have to accept the invitation. And you didn't have to do it, but you did because you wanted to. And that means a lot to me. And I do appreciate you for taking time on your busy schedule. I know you've been busy all this week, and I know you want to wind down, rest and stuff like that, which you got to do that, and I respect that. And I don't want to prolong the time. But I do appreciate you for taking time out of your busy schedule. I know you've been busy all this week to be on Impact Voice. And to the listener viewers, if you missed out, the replay will be up. Check it out. Support Jessica White. If you don't know who she is, subscribe to her Facebook page. Jessica, give everybody information to your Facebook page just so they can get familiar with you.
Okay. My Facebook page, you can either type in Jessica White, J.Song, and then my music page would be just J.Song. And then also on Instagram, you can find me as Jess_the_artist.
Amen. And once again, Jessica, I thank you for taking time out to be on part of Impact Voice again. And I want everybody to have a great Sunday evening. I know a lot of people got to get ready for work tomorrow. But you have a great evening, man. Just enjoy the day. Don't worry about tomorrow because tomorrow's going to take care of itself. But enjoy the day. Love somebody. Inspire somebody. Encourage somebody. Motivate somebody. And love everybody, including the ones that don't love you back. We'll see y'all next week on Impact Voice. Be blessed, everybody.
Where do we go from here? Where do we go from here? Lord knows so sincere. I give my heart to you. When my problems disappear, where do I go? Which way to turn? But your man said, hell is something I want to burn. I listen to learn all of my stuff. I'ma get the letter weight so I fish press with bliss. Just to be in your midst. The streets keep calling, so I put them on the tag list. I once was blind, but now I see. God's the man, I'm up in the need. Who can I trust? Who can I believe? God got my name on the blessing that I must receive. So much more to achieve, so much more I can be. So much you done for me, you promised to never leave. You say me, you gave me hope. You say yes when the rest said no. So I pray not to doubt on myself as I walk through the shadows of death. Where do I go? I've been patiently waiting for you to stop by here and check on me. Ooh, it gets hard sometimes, but I know you never leave. So tell me, I give my heart to you. When my problems disappear. Long as you're close to me, I just wanna keep you near. Always on my mind, you remind me of a souvenir. Gotta invest the time, will I find you a need for real? I just really wanna know, baby. The future in your hands, take control, baby. And never ever let it go, baby. If I can have you, I'ma go crazy. Patience is the key when it's the right time. Praying for this moment, see the right time. I know you want to heaven with a bright smile. Pride of your son in the lifestyle. But I done ran into a couple life problems. I try not to worry, everybody got them. Down on my knee like dear father. Looking for the answers, can you solve them? Can you solve them? I've been patiently waiting for you to stop.